He's coming back, he promised. He's coming back for me. He said he'd come and would take me. His face I long to see. It is the rising of the sun. So many moons have come. He's coming back. He's coming back for me. He went away, but he won't stay very long. For I'm on his mind, and in my heart he's my song. He's coming back, he promised. He's coming back for me. He's coming back. He's coming back for me. He's coming back. He's coming back for me. He's coming back. He's coming back for me. A rich man's son from Chicago traveled west to his father's ranch to find himself a wife. Being tired of city lights and fancy girls, he thought surely things will be better out west. But to his surprise, he met the same type of girls out there. The girls of the ranch got news that he was coming that day. Of course, they put on their best Western frontier and was sure he would pick one of them to be his wife. So they come out to meet him in an old Western-style buckboard, shooting their guns and carrying on and acting up. That night started a 3-day jubilee of eating, drinking, and having fun, so-called. But inside the young man's heart, he was sorry that he came. Until one night he stepped out of the place just to rest a while from the dance and got away from these girls. And he happened to look down toward the corral. There went a little girl, kind of ragged looking, and she had the dishpan full of water to throw over the fence. He thought, I've never seen her before. So he went around the side of the bunkhouse and come back side of the corral and met her. When she seen who it was, she stopped and held her head down, being shy near this great person. He said, "What's your name?" She told him. He said, "Why aren't you out there with the rest of them?" She kind of made excuses, for she was a second cousin to these other girls and done the dirty work. And so the next night he watched for her to come again to throw the dishwater out. He said, "Do you know my real purpose for being out here?" She said, "No, sir, I don't." He said, "My purpose of being out here is hunting a wife." He said, "I find a character in you that they don't have. And I'd like to ask you this. Will you marry me?" It startled her, but she agreed she would marry him. He said, "Now just make yourself ready. And a year from today, I'll be back, and I'll take you away to Chicago, where I'll build you a home." She says, "I never had a home." He says, "I'll build you one, a real one, and I'll be back." That year, she worked and saved enough money to buy her wedding dress, a perfect type of the church. And when she displayed this wedding garment, her cousin said, "Why, you poor, silly kid. You mean to think that a man like that would have anything to do with you?" She said, "But he promised me, and I believe his word." The day finally arrived, a certain hour he was to be there, so she dressed in her wedding garment. They really made fun of her then. They said, "Now, I told you it was wrong." Said, "He ain't coming." She said, "I got 5 more minutes. He'll be here." Oh, they just laughed. And just about the time the old clock ticked up The 5 minutes, they heard the horses a-galloping and sand rolling out of the wheels. The old buckboard stopped. She jumped from between them and out the door, and he jumped out of the carriage, and she fell into his arms. And he said, "It's all over now, honey." Left her little old cousin's denominations sitting there looking, and went to Chicago to her home.
I know of another great promise like that too. I've come to prepare a place for you, coming back to receive you. They might be saying we're crazy, but brother, to me, right now, these seals breaking like this, this supernatural thing, I can almost hear the sound as that song of time ticks away into eternity there. I can almost see that angel standing there and saying, at the last that 7th angel's message, time shall be no more. That the little loyal bride will fly away into the arms of Jesus one of these days to be taken to the Father's house.
He's coming back, he promised. He's coming back for me. He said he'd come and would take me. His face I long to see. It is the rising of the sun. So many moons have come. He's coming back. He's coming back for me. He went away, but he won't stay very long. For I'm on his mind, and in my heart he's my song. He's coming back, he promised. He's coming back for me. He's coming back, he's coming back for me. He's coming back, he's coming back for me. He's coming back, he's coming back for me.